And it's a very warm welcome from me, Johnny Brown. Welcome back to the Alliance Park. And what can really be said, it's a cold Alliance Park. It's gone quite Baltic here in the last hour or so. The temperature has dropped significantly, so much so that myself and Dave Rogers have put on an extra layer, and Dave's got his scarf on, wrapped up warm here at the Alliance Park. About 7-8 degrees, but with the wind chills made it feel a little bit colder, so much so that even the referees are walking around with their hands in their pockets. It's Cup semi-final time now between the Queen Elizabeth Grammar School of Wakefield and Wirral Grammar School for boys for the under-15s Cup semi-final. So it should be an interesting tussle, this one, between QEGS of Wakefield and Wirral Grammar School. Place at Twickenham for the winner. Both teams have brought a good crowd with them as well. QEGS down the M1 and Wirral Grammar School down the M6 as well, so both teams will be looking forward to this one, Dave.
Yeah, both teams come down from up north, and both teams with high expectations and one eye on that cup final in Twickenham on the 25th. Good results, obviously, in the lead-up, undefeated. It is a cup knockout competition, big wins, and also settled squads as well. 15s as first choice 15s, so everything to play for, and an evenly poised and hung in the balance semi-final about to take place.
Yes, QEGS of Wakefield always bring a good travelling support with them, and Wirral Grammar School have been here before, if my memory serves me right. So two good teams, and should be an interesting cup semi-final. This is how they line up: Jasper Maguire 1, Connor Stevenson 2, Daniel Paxman 3, Jack Mann, James Crabtree the second row, Sachin Gogner 6, Max Hansen 7, Eden Kelly as number 8, Alessandro Longo at 9, Tom Stevenson 10, Jacob Munzi 11, Harry Kelly and Joseph Gatiss are the centres, Edison Muno at 14, Harry Thompson's the fullback, and they're coached by Mr. Trevor Barker. Wirral Grammar School for boys line up like this: number 1, Matthew Austin; 2, Cameron Pepperdy; 3, Callum Heslop; 4, Sam Gregory; 5, Charlie Carter; 6, Ben Thomas; 7, Sean Hayes; 8, Josh Kenyon; 9, George Manger; 10, Lucas Tetherington; Sam Wood at 11, Will Tyra at 12, Jack Nelson is his partner in the centre at 13, Mohammed Hayat at 14, Stephen Higgins at 15, and they are coached by Mr. Fergus Griffiths. The replacements: Fulton, Padakar, Towler, Scott, Wigglesworth, Sanderson and Sawade for Wakefield, and for Wirral Grammar School: O'Connor, Ainscough, Sass, Christian, Van Eke, Galliers and Taylor. David, your overall thoughts?
Well, we'll have a look at the results and how both teams got here in a minute, but QEGS Wakefield, of course, a great pedigree in this competition. They've made no fewer than 7 cup finals before, under 18s and under 15s, but are yet to lift the trophy. Of course, they lost in the final last year to Warwick School, who play in the semi-final following this, so we could have a repeat of last year's final at Twickenham in a couple of weeks. 3 huge victories. Of course, if it gets to 50-0, then the match is finished early. 50-0 against Hill House, 50-0 against Hymers College, and then 50-0 in the East Midlands against Nottingham High School. Then it has got a little bit tougher for them, but look at that, in round 6, Dulwich College, of course, legends of the under-18s competition, put to the sword 31-7. They've conceded just 4 tries in the 6 rounds in this competition so far, so they are a good team in good form, and if they execute everything the way they know they can, they'll be a good bet to make their way into the final. But do not let the fact they've only conceded 4 tries fool you. This is a big, wide open space here at Alliance Park. All of the teams that are qualified for this stage of the competition have come in with good defensive records, but there is space. Of course, the occasion definitely comes into play, so it'll be whoever keeps the coolest head will progress. Let's have a look now at Wirral Grammar School for boys. They've conceded a lot more tries in the early stages. Local games there, look against Birkenhead School and Caldy Grange, but they managed to get through. And of course, look at that, round number 6, Northampton School for boys, 15 all. Northampton scoring 2 tries, a conversion and a penalty against the 3 tries for Wirral Grammar, which is why they made their way into this semi-final. So a hugely competitive team. They've had to really battle to get to this stage, and that is going to be a characteristic that they're going to look to play on today. They're the last state school remaining in the under-15s Cup, so they're looking to really fly the flag for the state schools, and there will be teams nationally up and down the country watching today, really getting behind Wirral Grammar. Beautifully well-poised semi-final.
Indeed. Let's look at that, both of them in detail. QEGS of Wakefield, and just seeing a big scalp over Dulwich College on their big win as well, 31 points to 7. St Ambrose 13 points to 7. They've conceded what? How many points in this competition so far? 26, I count, and they're happy to rack the tries up as well. Wirral Grammar, on the other hand, have let in 55 points in this competition so far, not scoring as much points as QEGS of Wakefield. On paper, do you put QEGS favourite?
Well, QEGS were finalists last year. I mean, 5 boys.
Finalists the last 2 years, in fact.
Well, 5 boys from last year's team still are in the team. They're in the squad, so they will kind of have the memories moving forward. You know, they'll be spurred on. I'm sure they'll have been talking to the rest of the squad in the weeks leading up to this match about the memories from Twickenham. What a privilege and a great experience it was to step out onto that hallowed turf. The defence has been impeccable, but the form book very often goes out the window in semi-finals. Wirral Grammar, really gutsy team. They've had to work hard to get this far, and not just in this competition, you know, they've salvaged results. They had a victory earlier in the season against St Ambrose College, Stockport Grammar School, where they've scored tries with literally the last play of the game. So really, they're psychologically strong as well as physically abled, and they're going to have to use all of that physical and mental strength if they're going to get over the line today against a QEGS Grammar School from Wakefield with a great, deep, rich history in this competition.
Yes, everybody seeing themselves on the big screen. Just before play is due to get underway. Both teams will be downstairs now, and our stadium announcer will be welcoming both teams onto the pitch. Flying the flag they are, QEGS and Wakefield. I wonder what's the start will be like. Will we running rugby as we saw in the VAR semi-finals, Dave?
Well, we've seen some very, very talented centres today. And I think I'm going to be keeping my eye out for number 12, Will Tyrer for Wirral Grammar School. He scored 32 tries.
Wow.
So far this season. As for QEGS, they're 16 out of 16, you know, they're undefeated. This is a tough, tough test for Wirral Grammar today.
And their nemesis are in the other semi-final, Warwick School. We'll be seeing them shortly at 5 o'clock in Brighton College. But for now, here they come. Wirral Grammar and QEGS Wakefield. So, Wakefield on your screens. One last huddle. Both teams, just to remind you, of course, 30 minutes a half. This under 15s, uncontested lineouts. And so far, Dave, today on this Sunday afternoon, teams have been flying out of the traps.
Oh, absolutely. We've had lots and lots of points. Nearly 150 scored over 2 VAR semi-finals. We've had tries from all over the field. We've had forward scoring. We've had back scoring. We've had full length of the field. We've had drives over. It's been a real variety pack of quality rugby. Now we've moved from VARs to Cup. We've got a legend of the competition against a really impressive newcomer. QEGS versus Wirral Grammar for a place at Twickenham.
Wirral Grammar will get this match underway. Good start for Wirral Grammar by number 2, Cameron Peabody. George Manga. Lucas Titherington. Ben Thomas. But the ball has been plucked out of their hands, and QEGS Wakefield had it momentarily, but it's been won back by Wirral Grammar. Manga. Titherington. Ball went forward, said the referee, and it will be the first scrum of this cup semi-final.
Nice little settler of an opening period there from Wirral Grammar. That was a great take from the kickoff from the flanker Sean Hayes. From then they went through the phases, committing big numbers to the breakdown. Ball just gone forward there as they were looking to launch the attack from the left side. So let's take a look at this scrum.
And interestingly enough, even though you said QEGS Wakefield undefeated and we said marginal favourites, well, the luck is on Wirral's side. If we're going to go on the form book, the team going right to left in the second half usually wins here at Saracens Alliance Park.
Great spot.
A good run there by number 13, Joseph Gatiss. Big thundering run, a thumping run it was indeed.
Good pick up off the toes there from the second rower too.
Jack Mann that was. Longo. Oof. Thunderous hits at the start of this cup semi-final, and there's an advantage being played here for QEGS. And they win that penalty.
It was Lucas Titherington there, the outside half, putting in a massive hit on the back rower. I mean, the tackle was made, but that was a big, strong shoulder there.
Stevenson.
That's
Hoops it downfield, misses touch by a good postcode or two. Higgins in reply. Will Tyra dumped into touch.
Yeah, Tyra, my man to watch, remember. First time we've seen him with the ball in hand, looking to get on the outside. Made a few good meters, but that was good cover defence from QEGS.
Connor Stevenson. At the line out. A little bit scrappy. It's been won by Wirral Grammar. Is unplayable, and QEGS will have the put in.
Yeah, Wirral Grammar, they're getting a bit of momentum, but that's great counter mauling from QEGS. Just cut it off at source. Wirral couldn't recycle the ball. So QEGS get the benefit of the put in here at the scrum.
Alessandro Longo. Longo. Right into the face of Gatiss. This is Harry Thompson, up to the 22. And they win the penalty.
Good incisive back play there from QEGS. Lots of dummy runners moving the Wirral defence around. There was a lovely offload round the back of the defender as well. Good, sharp, intelligent rugby. Let's take another look there, around the back of the 13. Great hands. The fullback there just has to check inside. Yeah, hands where they shouldn't have been. That was Sean Hayes. Just trying to turn the ball over like all good sevens do. He was just off his feet when he did it.
Max Hansen on kicking duty for QEGS. That's for the opening score of this cup semi-final.
Interestingly, the second back row kicker we've had this weekend.
It's over. So then, QEGS Wakefield draw first blood in this Cup semi-final. 3 points on the boot of Max Hansen. 3-0 they lead.
Well, it's their first foray into opposition territory, really, so to come away with 3 points, having not really threatened the try line, is definitely a positive for QEGS.
And it's going to be Lucas Titherington with the restart. High into the air. A bit loose. And a penalty has been given. And a chance here for Wirral to respond.
Yeah, good chase from the kickoff, forcing the mistake. You can tell already, just from the opening 5 or 6 minutes, they've got a really industrious back row who just want to get to every breakdown, spoil the play, break it up. And they've got a great chance here.
QEGS have made the final at Twickenham the last couple of years. Been defeated by Warwick both times. Good take. And now a drive coming forward. Good take there from Sam Gregory. The ball may have been stolen by number 3, Daniel Paxman. The ball was knocked on. And QEGS will have the chance to clear after the scrum.
Yeah, after it went to ground, it was the prop Paxman wearing number 3. Let's have a little look at the replay here. QEGS again doing well to break up that drive from Wirral Grammar just as it's looking to gain momentum, but smart work at the breakdown before it was taken back illegally. And QEGS now with the chance to clear from the scrum.
Picked up by Eden Kelly. Good offload to Max Hansen. But the ball was knocked forward, and now an attacking scrum here for Wirral Grammar inside the QEGS 22.
Yeah, mistake there from Hansen. He'd linked together with Kelly well after Kelly had broken from the scrum. Another a long way from the try line, but the pitch had really started to open up there. But an unforced handling error hands the initiative back to Wirral.
Manga collects. Good offload to Hyatt. Manga. Titherington. Tyra. Manga again, going left. Ben Thomas. Good pickup, 4 meters out. Manga. Titherington. Only a metre away, a Wirral. And they have an advantage as well. Manga. Tyra. They're going to come back for that penalty.
Yeah, good consistent pressure from Wirral, really forcing the issue.
Tap and go surely.
Right, now the referees slowed them down. They need to keep cool heads here, because they're going to be running against an absolute black brick wall here as QEGS look to defend their own line.
Titherington. Ben Thomas. Manga trying to fish it out. Does so. Titherington again. Tyra. Tyra out wide. It's a loose pass though to Hyatt. And he's lost the ball. It's been collected though by Higgins. Manga. They go the other way. Titherington. Ben Thomas using his power to get 5 meters out. But the ball was knocked on, and QEGS will now have the chance to clear.
Brave defence there from QEGS. Ben Thomas, he'd lost the ball, but he did what needed to be done there. He straightened it up because Wirral Grammar were just going from left to right, right to left, and all QEGS had to do was drift. They weren't really asking the defence any questions whatsoever. Ben Thomas tried to straighten it up, but just lost the ball going forwards, which he'll be really disappointed with, but still lots of work for QEGS to do before they're out of trouble.
Kelly. Longo. Kick downfield by Stevenson. Not too far though. Just short of the 22. So Wirral will have the line out.
Eden Kelly again doing well from the base of the scrum, picking and going from number 8. Just relieving a bit of pressure and buying the backs more time to clear the ball. Wirral will really want to come away from the 22 with some points this time, because it's a good period of territory in possession for them.
Cameron Peabody. Picked up by Charlie Carter, who's dumped into touch. So Connor Stevenson firing this arrow. Ball may have been turned over there. It has done. In fact, there was a knock on. So Wirral have it back, much to the delight of their supporters, who've travelled long and far.
Yeah, QEGS having to do a lot of defending here. They're looking very strong and composed in defence. But it is very, very tiring work.
Titherington. Good tackle there by Max Hansen. Sam Gregory. Wirral just shy of the QEGS 22. Titherington. Tyra. Manga. Ben Thomas been sent backwards. Picked up by Sam Gregory. And they win the penalty, Wirral. Some more options for them here. Titherington. Punches a little chip to the corner. And a decent kick it is as well, right on the 5-metre line.
That's a great kick.
Furthest you can go.
Absolutely. Really, really good kick there. It's interesting that they've gone for the line out, because of course it's very difficult to get any sort of advantage from the line out, given the fact that there isn't any lifting, and so often it's the lift and the drive that's the basis for any attacks in this part of the field. But shortened numbers.
Shortened numbers indeed, and it's been won by QEGS. Only 3 men in that line out for Wirral. Opportunity lost there, but QEGS only gets 15 yards down the field, and Wirral will have another chance to capitalise.
I'm very impressed at the moment with QEGS' composure in defence. They've shortened the numbers again. Wirral really applying the pressure here, not asking a lot of questions, but asking enough questions to keep them in the right parts of the pitch.
Going long this time, and it's been intercepted. Hooker having trouble, and they win the penalty, and now we'll have a chance to breathe. Taken quickly by Longo. Picked up by Joseph Gatiss. Longo to halfway, come QEGS, but that ball was knocked forward. But they're coming back for an earlier infringement.
Not a great pass there to Jasper Maguire. Prop snatched at it from just behind his shoulder, but they had the benefit of the advantage, and now they seem to be marching up the pitch here, QEGS.
Stevenson sends this downfield into the Wirral half.
That's a good kick. It's from a similar position where they won their first penalty that gave them the 3-0 lead.
And the Yorkshire chance. Being bellowed out by the crowd. Ball knocked on. So Wirral with a knock-on advantage, but for how long? Ben Thomas. They'll come back for that knock-on advantage, and Wirral will have the put in.
It's all a bit scrappy from the line out at this level, of course. No one can really get a clean anything from it. Very often 3 or 4 hands go up, it'll bounce off one, and we'll end up with a scrum. No team really able to stamp their authority in the scrum. To be honest, we've not had a right lot of set pieces, given the fact that we're 15 minutes into this game. QEGS scoring the penalty with their one soiree to just outside the Wirral 22. Other than that, it's been mostly the QEGS 22 that's had most of the attention.
Manga with the put in. Collects. Tetherington. Out wide. Big hoof into the air. Muno under it. Drops it. Ball went backwards, says the referee. Penalty to Wirral.
Yeah, holding on. It wasn't the cleanest of strikes for the up and under, but it was a difficult one to gather for the winger.
Well, we had tries galore in our first 2 matches. This one has been more of a war of attrition. This first 15 minutes. Sliced off the boot there of Tetherington. Doesn't advance as far as he would have wanted, but still just shy of the 22. And decent attacking territory here for Wirral Grammar.
The way that Wirral are using the forwards to go through the phases and kind of keeping it tight and compact, I'm surprised that they're not trying to keep the ball in play there and employing the tap penalty.
Ball intercepted by Gogner. Longo. Ball was out, says the referee. And QEGS win the penalty.
Now that'll be frustrating for Sean Hayes. The open side flanker for Wirral pounced on that ball. So often the Sevens are the first to react, but then an infringement further on gives the penalty to QEGS.
Good kick it is, 2 by Stevenson. 17 minutes down, QEGS lead 3-0. Stevenson at the line-out. And on the drive coming from the Yorkshire school. They have an advantage too. Longo. Stevenson, little chip forward. But they're going to come back for that penalty.
Let's have a little look at this here. There's a bit of 10 on 10 there. Shoulders gone in from Lucas Tetherington on his opposite number, Tom Stevenson. He's got to be careful there.
And the referee just calling over one of the Wirral players.
It's not malicious, it's just silly. I mean, they come back for another penalty anyway. They're actually going for a tap penalty here as opposed to the posts, but just little things like that, if they go against you, they can cost you, particularly in these parts of the pitch.
Longo. Kelly. Longo again. Stevenson. Hansen. 5 metres out. The QEGS of Wakefield ball has been spitted out. And now in Wirral hands, and they'll have a chance to clear. Sliced off the boot, though, of Lucas Tetherington, and it's going to be a 7-8 metre line-out taken quickly, but too quickly for the referee's liking. And we'll have a line-out about 7 metres out, but it's going to be a Wakefield ball.
Well turned over there from Wirral. Unfortunately for them, the clearance kick sliced out, but QEGS, this is the first time they've had the opportunity to apply some pressure inside the Wirral 22.
Here comes the drive from Wirral. And they continue to go. It's a good, strong drive as well. And they have an advantage too, but they're going to go for all 7 points, maybe. Try. Burrowed in underneath. Sachin Gogner, it is the try scorer. He burrowed his way through, dug his way out to the try line, and QEGS lead 8-0.
Well, it's clinical stuff here from QEGS. 2 visits to the 22 and 2 scores. First of all, it was Hansen's penalty. This time it's Gogner. Keeping it in tight, just turning that screw, applying that pressure. Gogner there, determined, gets over the challenge of Hyatt, the right winger.
So, Hansen to add the extras. 8-0, QEGS lead. This for Tenzep. Great kick. Great kick. 10-0 the score. The runners-up of the last 2 years looking to head back to Twickenham. It's a good start for the Yorkshire school. 10-0 the lead.
Let's have another look at that try there. Yeah, Gogner does really well. Still got 3 or 4 meters to make up there. Gets in low, so hard to stop a powerful forward from there. And he opens his account for the day. 2 from 2 for the open side. Oh, here we
Kelly.
go. Oh, another mistake.
Kelly with a good run. Knock-on advantage here for Wirral being played. Sam Gregory. Titherington. Manga. Titherington again. Jack Nelson hits the deck. And forwards doing the work. Manga. Titherington again. Strong tackle there from Gagnon. He may turn this over. No, back in Wirral's hands it comes. Sean Hayes. Josh Kenyon. Manga.
Oof.
Wow, what a hit that is. Sachin Gogner again. Kick forward by Tyra. Put under pressure. A chance now for QEGS to maybe attack from the deep with Harry Thompson, the fullback. Longo, loose pass. Was it knocked forward? Yes, it was. Manga. Tyra. Titherington. Pops up in the air, but they're going to come back. Fridrant is spotted here, and it's a penalty here to Wirral. Here's that big hit again, Dave.
Yeah, Wirral just starting to try and get a bit of momentum here, but take a look at this. Well read by Gogner. Huge right shoulder from him. Hansen's had one as well. Kelly, the back row from QEGS. Some brutal offense and defense from them. Great 5 minutes for Gogner. First of all with the try, then with the hit. He'll be absolutely buzzing at the moment.
Titherington looking for territory. And gets inside the QEGS 22. Six minutes left to play. Knock-on advantage maybe for QEGS here. Box kick downfield.
QEGS somehow managing to dominate the line-out exchanges at the moment. They seem to pop up with it after most.
Well, Wirral with the line out, much to the unhappiness of the QEGS crowd, who thought that number 11 Sam Wood caught that and landed into touch. But they have the ball back anyway through James Crabtree. Longo. Jack Mann. Longo again. Goes the other way. Stevenson. Referee says that was a forward pass. And it will be a Wirral put in on the 10-metre line.
Yeah, good spot by the referee. QEGS just trying to mix up the play, change the direction, catch Wirral off guard. But the pass drifts forward off the left hand.
Kenyon. Stopped in his tracks by Stevenson. Picked up by Sam Gregory. George Manga. Titherington. Good inside pass to Titherington, out wide. Too fancy and free there from Lucas Titherington. Sam Wood couldn't read it. Was out of play, and QEGS will have the line out.
Yeah, Titherington, he's had a decent start. He's kicked well, and his distribution's very aesthetically pleasing, but I just want him to straighten up sometimes. It's all a little bit lateral, and he maybe takes 1 or 2 steps more than he needs to before letting go of the pass. He's got a lot of talent outside him, and he's certainly got the ability to bring them into play. Just needs those decisions to be made a little bit quicker.
Around 3 minutes to go in this first half. We go on the referee's whistle, and the clock in the top left-hand corner is only a rough indication of where we are in the game. It's not gospel. Longo with the put in. Good hit on Harry Kelly. Now it's beginning to open up here for the Yorkshire school. Longo. Sachin Gogner, the try scorer. Longo again. Stevenson. Longo. Stevenson. Little kick down, but that went out on the full, and back they come for a Wirral line out.
Better defensive pressure there from Wirral. QEGS really forcing the issue though. The first receiver attacking the gain line before looking for options on the shoulder. Always keeps the defensive team guessing then. Makes it difficult to apply any sort of pressure in the tackle.
Picked up by Jack Mann. Longo. Good hit there on Jasper Maguire. Gogner. Good offload. Ball is dropped though. And the ball was knocked on, and he'll come back for that scrum. Good opportunity there for QEGS. Number 8 there, Eden Kelly. Just missing out.
Yeah, the initial break was actually from the hooker. Fixed the defender, just snatched at the pass a little bit. Eden Kelly disappointed because he saw a blindside run to the try line coming. Pass not quite going to hand, and ball's back with Wirral.
Titherington. Up high into the air. The two players, miscommunication there between two QEGS players. No doubt the coach will be very annoyed with that. Both players looking at the ball and land into each other, and one of them slipping off.
Well, that's got to be the fullback's call there. He's the one going forward. He's the one that can see everything. He's got to shout there. He has to.
Yes, between Joseph Gatiss and Harry Thompson there. Both players seem to be fine.
Well, lucky for them, because in a situation like that, absolutely anything can happen. Gatiss was chasing back, but Thompson should have had a look, and he should have seen that. We've seen in the Six Nations this year already how dangerous it can be when players don't look at the oncoming players, particularly in the Wales Island game, where there were 2 yellow cards awarded after up and unders. Mistakes were made underneath them. But thankfully, both of these players seem to be all right.
Into stoppage time. Scrum on the halfway line. Wirral ball. Tithington, Tyra, Jack Nelson, Sam Gregory. Ball is out, says the referee, so chance here for QEGS to maybe look for something before the end of this half. Eden Kelly holding on for dear life. Does he hold on a little bit too long? But that'll be half-time. So not as many tries as we've seen in many of the games that we've had over this weekend. This one has been a little bit closer than the scoreline suggests. QEGS' defence has been quite a difficult barrier for Wirral to break down. 1 try, 1 penalty so far at half-time. QEGS Wakefield lead Wirral Grammar School by 10 points to 0. David, your thoughts?
Defence is a word you mentioned there, and it's certainly been the victor so far. Just the 1 try. Wirral Grammar, they've spent plenty of time inside the QEGS 22, but QEGS have just always found a way to get the ball back, to get the ball away. Usually it's from snatching a line out from the Wirral Grammar throw-in. They've been dominant in that part of the game. Other than that, both teams have tackled well, defended well. What QEGS have done is been clinical and incisive, and every time they've visited the opposition's 22, they have come away with some points, whether it's been from the boot of Hansen or that try that Gogner scored, converted again by Hansen. The back row for QEGS has probably been the difference between the two teams. Kelly Hansen and Gogner have just gone through so much work, ball carry and huge tackles that have drawn gasps from the crowd. And just all the things that you expect from the back row. First at the breakdown, turning over ball. Wirral, it can certainly happen for them in the second half, but they just need to find a way around, through, over, under, or just to get past this QEGS defence. 1 try in the first half. Let's have a look at it. It was from QEGS Wakefield. Well, this was the only time the Wirral try line had been under threat for the entire match. It's a good finish there from Gogner, the number 6. He still had a lot to do. Wirral will probably be a bit disappointed that he was allowed to travel so far unopposed. Look, there are men there, 7s there, 14s there, 1s there, 5 is just getting up. And they're all a little bit high, legs are a little bit straight. And they just allow the back rower to just burrow through. Quite often now you see players, when they're that close to the line, they'll maybe take a knee just so when the ball does come towards the line, they can get hands under it or they can get something under it. But Gogner's done really well to just graft his way to the line there. The only try-scoring opportunity was taken. That was converted by Hansen. He's 2 from 2, is the open side flanker with the boot. All the points from the back row in the first half. Yes, 10-0, QEGS Wakefield lead at half-time. Wirral, for all their, if we're going to go on a territory game here, the stats, the majority of the ball, I would say, suggest has been in the QEGS Wakefield half. Oh, it certainly has, but, you know, it's that old rugby adage that You used to hear time and time again from a particularly famous Scottish commentator, you've got to turn that pressure into points. It's no good having all that territory if you're not doing anything with it, you know? They've spent time camped in the QEGS Wakefield 22, but QEGS have just stayed composed in defence. Maybe the difference has been the composure. QEGS have managed to keep their cool. Maybe Wirral have thought, right, we've got to force something here. We've got to make something happen. They've certainly got the pack that can damage QEGS. You know, they can set that platform, but it's not quite happened for them so far.
10-0. QEGS Wakefield lead at half-time. As you rightly mentioned, Dave, you know, the amount of times that they've been into the Wirral 22, they've taken points from it.
Yeah, that's been the difference. They've just well, they're playing proper cup rugby. Every time there's the opportunity to score, they've done it. That's something that Wirral are going to have to do if they're going to get back into this. They do have the danger man, of course, Tyra, the inside centre. They've not really been able to find him any space. I mean, 32 tries this season so far. That tells a story. He's obviously a man with bags of ability. But, you know, they've had some close matches so far. They've managed to get over the line with last-minute tries, last-minute penalties. So, you know, success is there, and they're definitely in it for the graft. They're in it right until the last whistle. But they just need to make a couple of changes. What they are, I'm not entirely sure. Because a lot of the time, it's been the line-out that's let them down. Well, the line-out's a free-for-all, you know. There's not a lot they can change there. Perhaps when they have these penalties 40 or 50 metres out, they should try and maintain possession as opposed to kicking to touch, because invariably and inevitably, when they've kicked the ball to touch, they've lost possession. When they're in possession, they look comfortable. Titherington, the outside half, he's marshalled the troops around quite well. I'd like to see him make his decisions a little bit quicker. You know, his passing's great, his distribution's great. He's actually kicked well. Kicking for territory could work for them, but if he does kick the ball, he needs to make sure that he turns the back three. He needs to have them facing backwards. We saw from that one kick into midfield where Gators and Thompson clashed for QEGS. There wasn't a lot of communication there. A smart 10 would make note of that and think, right, I can really cause them difficulty here if I kick into danger areas, in between players, cause confusion, make them work.
Did make them work for it indeed. 30 minutes stands between one of these two sides and Twickenham. QEGS will restart now. So far, over this weekend, 6 teams out of 6 have won when they've gone right to left in the second half. Can QEGS stem that tide? Or will Wirral Grammar continue it? Loose, loose, very loose, and now in a little bit of trouble here is Titherington. Manga. Tyra sends it downfield into the throat of Harry Thompson. Munsey beats a couple of players. Manga drops the ball. He doesn't drop it too far though, because it's still in QEGS Wakefield hands, and all of a sudden they're on the front foot. Into the Wirral 22 they come. Longo. Manga running for the line. Manga's too strong for them all. He's under the posts.
Well, that is a glorious try from QEGS Wakefield. A dream start for them. A nightmare for Wirral Grammar. Total rugby from the Yorkshire outfit. Let's take a look at this here. Offload, offload.
Eden Kelly, I beg your pardon.
Eden Kelly scores the try, but there was graft from everyone all over the pitch there. Great vision, great support line, and ultimately the ability to get the offload away. That's an absolute coach's dream. They'll watch that try back and think, right, we've done a good job with these lads.
Dream start for QEGS at the start of this second half. 15-0. Becomes 17-0. Hanson's boot. And now Wirral Grammar School have an uphill battle.
Well, they're up against it. They were up against it at 10-0. They're certainly up against it now, particularly as it looks as though QEGS have taken the shackles off. Kelly ensures that it's still the back row who are providing all of the points.
Tetherington.
Oh, that's a mistake.
That's not going to go 10 metres.
The last thing you need, having just scored a conceded a try, especially in that manner. QEGS putting the ball through the hands. 1-15. Total Rugby is to give the ball away from the kickoff. Again, decision making. I mean, it's hard to get at the players. As I said before, it's sometimes easy to forget that they're only 15, 14, a lot of them, but just decisions, you know, they need some territory, so why not kick deep with a good chase and put QEGS under pressure?
And they seem to ramp up the gears here to have QEGS. Munsey tries to keep it in play. Instead, it goes into the hands of Ben Thomas. Manga. Tetherington doesn't find touch with this kick. Into the hands of Harry Thompson. Thompson goes to his left. Muno. Low tackle. Chance here for Gatiss for the corner. But it's been called back for a forward pass. I think that was the right call, in fact.
I did too, but it was a late call from the referee. Wowee, was that a late call. It did look forward out the hand. Boos ring out on the stadium. This will be a good angle to look at it from. Yeah, looping pass, actually not the best angle. There it is. Yeah, that's forward.
Yeah, that's forward.
Yeah, Kelly there, he was under pressure, did well to get the ball away. Gatiss was in the corner, but Wirral rescued by an eagle-eyed referee.
Good scrum from QEGS. Tetherington looking chip forward. A little bit of vision this time. Bounce doesn't go their way. QEGS have it and look to respond. Good turnover though from Wirral. Manga. Tetherington. Kenyon. Manga. Tetherington. Spots a little bit of a gap. And a decent kick it is as well. QEGS will have the line out inside their own half.
Yeah, a couple of good kicks there from Tetherington. The chip over the top, nothing was really on, and that's what we were talking about before. Chipping the ball into no man's land. You know, they didn't get the bounce on that occasion. He found space there. I mean, it's gone into touch, so if the first half's anything to go by, then QEGS are going to come away with the line out here. But still, he's asking QEGS questions, making them have to respond, and they've done well there. That's good, clean line-out ball.
Sachin Gogner is the man who collects it. Crabtree. To his disappointment. And it's going to be a Wirral put in at the scrum. On the QEGS 10-metre line, 25 or so minutes left to play. Manga. Tetherington. A little bit of a juggling act. But we're all running this one through Stephen Higgins.
That needed to go then.
Kenyon under pressure by his opposite number, Eden Kelly. Sean Hayes, borrowing forward. But it's going to be a penalty here to Wirral, and surely a tap and go is going to be quite quick. And it's going to be their option, but the referee's going to have a little chat here. One of the players just giving him a friendly warning.
Yeah, Max Hansen had his hands on the ball there. I thought he was on his feet So I don't think that's what the penalty was given for. But Wirral 17 points behind, have to keep the ball in play here. No point going for the points, no point going for the corner.
Tetherington decides to go himself. The numbers on the left-hand side. Kenyon uses his power.
There are numbers on the blind side if they can get it there.
They're going to drive it over instead.
The QEGS have covered the blind side now.
A little bit late. Will Tyra.
He's got there.
He's down. He's got there. He lost his shirt in doing so, but Will Tyra has got Wirral back in the game.
Well, I thought the opportunity had gone. They had numbers on the blind side that QEGS covered, but that man, Will Tyra, 33 tries for the season now. The first time we've really seen him ball in hand. Let's take another look at this.
Kenyon did well to use his strength here. Tyra picks it up.
Yeah, Wirral made the right decision to keep the ball live following the penalty. Tap and go. It wasn't the best pass to Tyra, and the back rower came rushing out to try and snatch that off him, but he forces his way over. Takes Munoz over the line with him, and that is a good finish from Wirral Grammar's top scorer. Well, they needed that score, still got a bit of time on their side. It's important that they respond positively following this QEGS restart too.
Important kick this. This is the difference between 12 points and 10. Not a bad effort, but it's not going to reach. 17-5 the score, 12 points the difference, about 20 or so minutes left to play.
Yeah, tough kick there. QEGS putting a bit of pressure on the kicker as well, running out from the try line.
Jacob Haynes' club coming onto the field. 17-5 the score. Kenyon. Tetherington. He's going to go for the kick, but been tackled by Sachin Gogner. The referee spotted a forward pass, and QEGS will have a scrum inside the 22, and a bit of a cardinal sin there from Wirral Grammar.
Well, Tetherington, he's got himself in a bit of trouble there. As you said, he's shaped to kick. Let's have another look at that. Oh no, this is that's the forward pass. Yeah, good decision from the referee. But Tetherington, yeah, he shaped to kick and then threw the dummy and went. And it was that QEGS back row that were closing him down. Made a good tackle, really stifled the threat, and then he's been their only kicking option in defence, so Wirral Grammar forced to run the ball. And they've given away this scrum in prime position here for QEGS.
The reset, and QEGS will have to put in once more. To drive with a penalty advantage as well to come. We're going to come back to that penalty. The referee not too happy, he's going into his pocket for a yellow card. It was in fact the touch judge who spotted it, saw him mouth something to the referee.
Yeah, QEGS there moving them all forward. It was dragged down as they were approaching the try line. Referee with no choice there other than to award the yellow card. And under real pressure, yeah, let's take another look at it. It was moving forward towards the try line. There's that man offside there on the ball carrier, dragged it down. Quite cynical play there, really, on the wrong side.
So Wirral down to 14, they're 12 points down as well. Kelly. The numbers on the left-hand side if they go quickly. Stevenson going to come back for a penalty to Wirral.
Yeah, crossing there in the midfield.
So Wirral without Ben Thomas. He's in the bin. And the penalty does not find touch. So chance here for QEGS here to respond. They have a one-man advantage. All gone into the deep. Stephen Higgins is put under pressure from the off there.
It's a good kick chase from QEGS too.
And it is indeed, because this is James Crabtree. Turned over by Wirral. But relieve the pressure. They're chasing the game. They're 12 points down. Titherington into downfield, not going to find touch. Hangs in the air for an eternity as Hardy Thompson collects. Muno with the ball. Pirouette on a sixpence. Tackled by Nelson. Longo. Harry Kelly. Longo surveys his options, goes to his right. Crabtree up to the Wirral 22, they come. Hansen. Longo, kick forward. Tries to put Will Tyrant under pressure, but he fancies a little run himself. Going past one player and puts a hand off on another, but his offload isn't the best, and now it's going to be a line-out in a very dangerous position.
Oh, Wirral are their own worst enemy at the moment. Their two best ball-carrying backs, Titherington and Tyra, just not dealing with problems deep inside their own 22. They just need to get the ball clear. Tyra there running laterally. He managed to evade one tackle from Max Hansen, but Eden Kelly equal to him, couldn't get the offload away. It's gone forward, and now Wirral under pressure again, 5 meters from their own line.
QEGS have it as well. Kelly. Crabtree. But it's going to be Wirral put in. Scrum. 15 or so minutes left to go.
Wirral a forward light in this scrum, remember?
They still do well from it though. Manga collects. Titherington in his orange right boot. Puts it up into the air. Stays in field for Jacob Munsey.
Good feet.
Great feet, in fact. He's through, he's in.
Wow.
He's in as well. Superb feet from Munsey. He's had a quiet game so far, but he's woken up all of a sudden and scores a try for QEGS. Like I said, them to Twickenham.
Well.
Once again.
Jacob Mounsey. What a finish that is. When we take a look at the replay, I mean, it was a lovely shuffle to stand up the first defender. And then he just seemed to keep breaking tackles. Let's take a look at this. It was a good catch. Step off his left foot there. Beats one man. Goes in again. Surely even he couldn't have expected to go around 1-2. Oh, it's great vision from him, because he spotted he's up against front row forwards and second row forwards there. Steps the hooker, steps the second row, steps the prop. And he is through that melee of bodies to score a beautiful winger's try.
22 points to 5. Max Hansen to add the extras. Missed that one by quite a way. 13 minutes to go. 17 points is the lead.
Yes, take another look at it. Great first step there. Spots the hooker, gets past him, gets past the second rower. That really is a special try from the QEGS number 11.
That's Gagner. Tackled by Matthew Austin. Stevenson downfield. Awkward bounce there for Jacob Amescliff. Decides to be strong. Gets past a couple of men. Manga. Kenyon. And Wirral win the penalty. Ben Thomas about to come back onto the field.
Josh Kenyon, you know, he's gripping his face there. He's taken quite a few high-looking shots. Not malicious ones, but thinking back on the game, every time there's a ball carry, I don't know whether he ducks into it. He always seems to be taking a swinging arm around the chops. Does the Wirral Grammar number 8.
Ben Thomas back on the field, so Wirral back up to their full quota of 15.
He's down getting a bit of attention here. He's had a very strong, if unglamorous game. As Wirral's number 8. Often their pack's been under a lot of pressure and he's not been shy to take the ball on. Real mountain to climb here for the only remaining state school in the competition, though.
Seen it happen before. Quick tries. Put the pressure on. Kenyon back on his feet. Tetherington, little chip over, and it's caught him, a few of them off guard, and Harry Thompson had to do well there to grab the ball at the desk as Tetherington was there to kick it towards the try line. Kick downfield by Stevenson. Stephen Higgins.
It's a good kick because he spotted the left winger wasn't at home.
Stephen Higgins been caught by a number of QEGS players. Stops in his tracks. Wirral still have it. Manga. Kenyon. Good offload. Zainsclough. Ben Thomas. Manga. Will Tyrant as well. Manga. Nelson. Tetherington. Gatiss. Tetherington with the tackle. Longo. Stevenson. Longo. Ball has been turned over. Peabody. Manga. Tetherington. Out wide towards Tyra. Ainsclough. Bit of a high tackle. Not malicious, so the referee gives no penalty. Manga. Tetherington. Loose ball lost. Gregory with it. Under pressure. Time the enemy here for Wirral. They're still camped inside their own half. 8.5 minutes to go, and they need points desperately. Nelson. Tyra. Titherington. Chip forward. How's the bounce? It's better for QEGS than it is for Wirral. Stevenson. One round and another. QEGS are back in Twickenham for the final. Tom Stevenson is the scorer. QEGS are heading back to Twickenham once again for the Under-15 Cup final. Pretty sure we can say with confidence now, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. Another excellent finish there. This time it's Tom Stevenson. Let's have a little look there. It was a kick over the top from Titherington. Nothing was really happening for Wirral, so he was just trying to force the issue. Can't blame him for that. It gets a bounce that really, really does favour Stevenson. Don't get me wrong, once he'd taken it, he still had a lot of work to do. He's a rangy runner. Not a lot of weight to him, but he's very powerful. Gets away from the one tackle, maintains his pace. Gets in underneath the sticks to make it easy for Max Hansen to convert, and that is probably the final nail in the Wirral coffin. And as you say, QEGS march on to Twickenham.
29 points to 5, 53 minutes played. Wirral playing for pride now. A few changes being made down below, so everybody can have a run after they're here at the Alliance Park. 16, 18, 20 and 21 coming on. So Theo Fulton, Will Towler, Oliver Wigglesworth, Elliot Sanderson make their appearance. And for Wirral Grammar, 16, 19 and 20, which is Ben O'Connor, Morgan Christian and Joe Van Eyck.
Yeah, so Stevenson gets the credit there because it was a great finish, but really that try was born of fantastic defence from QEGS. Wirral seeing plenty of the ball as they empty the bench here, giving everyone a run out, similar to QEGS here at Alliance Park. But it was just top defence, great organisation, working together as a unit and forcing Wirral into the kick over the top, looking for the space. After the ball bounces in a funny direction, it's down to the individual brilliance of one man and a great finish, and QEGS just flying here. Oh no.
He was nearly in there, Eden Kelly as well. That's the second time he's done that in this game.
Yeah, it was Gogner with the break. Again, that 6, 7, 8, the back row working together as a unit. Kelly, great support line. Gogner found him. But just a bit of butterfingers preventing the number 8 scoring his second of this semi-final.
Recent scrum, but a player down with an injury. Just on the back of that scrum. So a little bit of a break in play. Just to remind you, one more semi-final still to come here from the Alliance Park, as Warwick School play Brighton College in our final semi-final of the weekend. I know that Warwick will be bringing a few down the M40, as they usually do in their numbers. Tyra, the outside of his boots, thumping tackle into Harry Thompson. Jacob Munsey.
He's got that wrong as well. He's got a bit of a stinger. He stayed down after that one. There was a real noise after that collision, and he's not moving at all. He is not a happy boy, Will Tyra.
Yeah, he may have hurt himself with that one. Play continues. And Wirral will win the penalty. Yes, the game's now been stopped, so Tyra can receive that medical attention.
I think it was a hit from frustration for Will Tyra. He's not had as much space or time on the ball as he's used to today for Wirral Grammar. It was a chip over the top. It was well gathered by Harry Thompson, and he's just tried to absolutely flatten him. I think he's got his footwork a bit wrong, and it was his right shoulder he was gripping. Obviously, we don't know if that's what the injury is, but that's what he went down clutching, and it's not moved since. Of course, he was the try scorer for Wirral, one of their rare forays into QEGS 22 in the second half, and he managed to burrow over for his 33rd try of the season. Really prolific season for the Wirral inside centre. But aside from that, it's been the QEGS back row that have really stolen the show. Try for Gogner, try for Kelly. Just one kick missed for the open side flanker Hansen. Add to that glorious tiptoeing try up the right touchline from Mountsey, and Stevenson's opportunist counter-attacking.
Just looking from Mark Wagantry position on Will Tyra, and it's this is what happened to Tyra. This is the tackle that he made, and the player's fallen on Tyra.
Yeah, Tyra got his head in the wrong position there. You could see on the initial collision, his head should have been to the left-hand side, or his left-hand side of the ball carrier. Instead, it was on the right-hand side, and that's where the impact really took place. So his neck came under a lot more stress than it should have done had he got the technique right, had he got his footwork right. It does happen in rugby, unfortunately, sometimes. You just get your footwork a little bit wrong.
He was waving his legs and his arms around when he went down.
They have asked for the stretcher and the neck brace.
So let's keep our fingers crossed that Will is okay. It's not too serious.
So QEGS looking comfortable then, Johnny.
Yes, it looks like they'll be there, and I hope you can be there too on the Natwest Schools Cup Finals Day, live from Twickenham on March 25th. Plenty of tickets will be available. And it's a fantastic day of rugby. Whether your school will be in the final or whether you're a rugby fan in general, it's a fantastic day out at Twickenham. And I do hope you'll be able to join us on Wednesday, March the 25th.
And it sets up that second semi-final beautifully, doesn't it? QEGS appearing at Twickenham again.
And who will join them? Brighton College or Warwick School? Warwick School, winners of the last 2 years. They've beaten QEGS every time as well the last couple of years. Will it be third time a charm, maybe?
But a great opportunity for Brighton as well. Biggest winners in this season's quarterfinals, 56-8. They beat Ivy Bridge Community College. Another team that can score tries, running rugby from all over the park. 10 tries they scored on that day. Warwick arguably the favourites, but Brighton are not going to make it easy for them. 4 times they've reached 50 points in their 6 rounds in this competition so far. An absolute mouth-watering tie to bring the curtain down on this festival of rugby, this weekend we've had here at Allianz Park, who've been magnificent hosts for the Natwest semi-finals.
So then 29 points to 5. There's only 4 minutes left to play as Will Tyra is still receiving medical attention. So Dave, let's run through the tale of this game.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of the tries. Here we go. Here's the first try. Well, it was the only real opportunity of the first half. Sachin Gogner, the number 6. Great back row work, stays low, uses all of his leg power there to just power towards the line. Delighted with the score. Wirral kind of looked shell-shocked there, but no one really challenged him. It wasn't as straightforward as it looked there. We still had 2 or 3 meters to make. Wirral perhaps guilty of letting him get away with one there. This is the second try. Great offload there, second row to number 8. The industrious Eden Kelly worked so hard in this match, and that's the try his performance deserved. Great finish there following the offload from Jack Mann. This was the try for Wirral. Their top scorer, scoring his 33rd try of the season there, Will Tyra. Again, a close-range effort following some powerful work by the Wirral forwards, putting them on the front foot, getting towards the QEGS try line. Again, wasn't as easy as he made it look. Had to take a pass that was just behind him, beat 3 defenders, and this is the pick of the bunch. Take a look at this. The left winger on the right-hand side, Jacob Mounsey, steps past one, steps past the second rower, and from then on in, it was all green space to the try line. Absolutely delighted with that one. Really, really glorious finish. And how about this? More power and pace from the QEGS backs. It was a chip over the top from Titherington into no man's land, but Stevenson was the first to react, straight up to full speed, exploded through one tackle. Hands off another. Beats the attention of 12 and 13, Tyra and Nelson, and finishes under the sticks. That took QEGS to 27. Hansen kicked another conversion that took them to 29. He's missed just one conversion today. And all in all, QEGS, a strong professional performance, stamping their authority at this level of the competition.
Yes, they'll be in Twickenham, no doubt, 25th of March. Just seeing what Tyra is still getting attention by the paramedics. And any news we do have on Will, we'll let you know during the second semi-final between Brighton College and Warwick School. This is due to come up at 5 o'clock. Valuable prize of that cup final at Twickenham still to come for the winner. It's been a good weekend of rugby, though, hasn't it, Dave? To be fair, it's been an entertaining weekend of rugby. We haven't had any close matches, though, have we? There seem to be good, comfortable victories or a couple of runaways in some cases.
Well, what we have seen is real quality, under 18s and under 15s. All teams trying to play rugby in the right way. Credit to the coaches. They've done a brilliant job of all 14 teams we've seen so far, and it's flown by, really, considering this is the 7th match that we've commentated on this weekend. We've got one more to come. I mean, they'll put a highlights package together, or I'll certainly watch the matches back, because we've seen some magnificent tries, some team tries, some individual brilliance. And all in all, looking forward to Twickenham on the 25th of March. That's going to be, well, incredible, really. This is the top prize in schools rugby for a reason. It brings out the best in teams, the best in players. As you said, we've not had a really close competitive match that's gone down to the wire so far this weekend, but still with one to come, and that's not really detracted from the spectacle at all.
No, you're absolutely right. No, it's been some entertaining rugby that we've seen over this weekend. Maybe some future stars.
Yeah, what we've lacked in drama, we've certainly made up for in quality
and talent.
Tough one to swallow for Wirral Grammar, this, because they've had a great run coming into this competition. Really hard-fought wins. Unfortunately for them, they've come against a very talented and well-drilled QEGS team today. They've been here before, you know, so you wonder how much that comes into play. The experience of playing a cup semi-final on a neutral ground, on a different surface, and they've dealt with it with aplomb today. As for QEGS, can they get over that hoodoo? You know, 7 appearances in the final between under 15s and under 18s, but they're yet to win either competition. sure this under-15s team would love to put that to bed.
Indeed they would, and they have been the nearly men so many times. As paramedics doing a certain job here.
The future also bright for QEGS. Their under-13s team won the Roslyn Park Sevens. So it's an absolute conveyor belt of talent.
Absolutely.
16 out of 16 for the season. Looking, well, all but guaranteed 17 out of 17.
Both teams are still out in the field, keeping warm. Running through a couple of drills. As Wirral is still receiving medical attention. He's now been put onto the stretcher. So a good crowd that have travelled down from Yorkshire and from the Wirral to support both these sides.
Yeah, there's been a good level of Yorkshire versus Merseyside banter as well, all in good spirits.
How much of the crowd are on their feet for Wirral as he leaves the field, and applause all around the ground here at the Alliance Park for the Wirral number 12.
Yeah, fingers crossed for him. It's just one of those stingers that you get. That'll be absolute agony now, but with a little bit of physio, we hope that he'll be back on his feet in no time.
So then, 4 minutes left to play. Both teams getting back onto the field. To finish this semi-final. So then, it will be George Manga to resume. To Ainslough. 4 minutes left to play. And a knock on there from Wirral, and QEGS will have the putting up the scrum.
Yeah, Wirral just trying to put a bit of width on it, trying to finish with a flourish. But the pass just behind the receiver. It goes forward. Wigglesworth with the putting up the scrum. A few changes were made during that stoppage as well. Well, I said every squad member has been out in the field. Wigglesworth. Jack Mann. Wigglesworth again. Good low tackle there by Mohammed Hayat. They have won the ball here for Wirral as well, and they win the penalty. Tough and go. Tetherington. A bit of a juggling act there from Ainsclough, but he recovers well. And they win the penalty, and another player down. Yeah, good pressure on the kick chase there.
It's time for QEGS, and
another player not happy.
Yeah, I think this one was a tough hit as well.
Yeah, there was a 50-50. The kick was a good one, from Jacob Ainscuff. The chase was good. As we said, it was a 50-50, so perhaps just a collision in the challenge for the ball. Let's have another look at it here. Yeah, reaching forward. Oh yeah, and he took a real glance on the side of the head from Ainscuff, chasing his own kick.
He's sitting up though.
Yeah, he's upright. Sometimes it's those glancing blows that can be the most painful. Just catch you in the wrong spot. But he's up on his feet. And he's good to continue.
So play will resume. The tap and go from Josh Kenyon. Tetherington. Kenyon with it. But it's not going very far, and QEGS will have to put it.
Yeah, difficult for both teams with only a few minutes left. That long injury layoff and the result already pretty much decided. It's quite difficult to stay motivated and keep playing at 100% for the last few minutes.
So we're approaching the final minute of this game. David, please name your man of the match.
Well, it'll be a player from the winning team, but there have been some good performances for Wirral as well. I've been very impressed by Josh Kenyon. He's kept on going throughout, really carried the ball well. Will Tyler, of course, he's gone off injured, but he scored the try. And Tetherington often has got the ball on the back foot, but he's really tried hard to make things happen. In terms of QEGS, Mounsey scored that glorious try, and Longo, the scrum half, has kept things moving as the ball goes out. It could be any one of three from the back row. They've been incredible, but my man of the match is the number 8, Eden Kelly.
Eden Kelly is the man of the match for QEGS. It's been a comprehensive victory from the school from Yorkshire. They will contest the Under-15 Cup final once again. They've been defeated in it the last 2 years. Will third time be the charm. They are through to the Under-15 Cup final by 29 points to 5. Overall, Dave, it was a good performance from QEGS, wasn't it? They were under pressure over a lot of the first half, but they really started to get through the gears in the second half.
Well, they're well drilled, they've got a lot of talent, and they showed real professionalism, because let's not forget that Wirral, as you rightly point out, did spend a lot of time inside the QEGS 22 in the first half, but they remained composed in defence, and they kept them scoreless for the entirety of that opening 30 minutes. Then when the opportunities presented themselves, mainly through graft and industry and good, solid work from the forwards, they managed to carve out opportunities. In the second half, when it opened up, the backs scored some excellent, beautifully finished tries. But the pack can give themselves a pat on the back as they've worked hard for that victory today.
Who will they play? Will it be Brighton College or Warwick School? That match is to come up at 5 o'clock. Ed Tarleton's downstairs. He's just trying to find the Wakefield coach Trevor Barker, so we can have a few words with him. And as soon as we grab him, we'll hear his words. Wirral Grammar School, though, Dave, it just didn't happen for them, didn't it? I think as soon as they got, use a football analogy, as soon as they got into the final third, they just...
Yeah, again, I think that was as much to credit QEGS Wakefield's defence as Wirral Grammar's offence. I mean, they were the last state school remaining in the Under-15s Cup. In uncharted territory, they made an appearance in the Cup's Final Four. They've come down to Allianz Park today. They've done themselves proud. I mean, you've got to think they're playing against a QEGS Wakefield team who were 16 out of 16 going into today with some huge scalps. They've also got the history in the competition. They're still out on the field there, you know. They've got absolutely nothing to be ashamed of today. They've lost the match, but hopefully they've had a great experience and they've learned a lot from it, because that's the key. These lads are under 15s. They've still got their best rugby yet to come, whether it's at Wirral Grammar or at clubs they're going to play for. There's a lot of talent in that team.
Yeah, indeed. QEGS Wakefield, your overall thoughts on them? Dave, Wakefield,
QEGS, yeah, very, very impressed with QEGS. Well, they scored lots of tries. As I said, it was the backs that finished off with aplomb with 2 glorious tries in the second half. But what a forward pack they've got. The 6, 7 and 8 of Gogner, Hansen and Kelly are as impressed as I'm as impressed as I've ever been with a back row at this level of rugby. They worked together, they worked hard, they broke up play, they made big tackles.
QEGS Wakefield's coach, Trevor Barker, is downstairs with it.
Year at Twickenham, how does it feel?
Fantastic. First things first, commiserations to Wirral. I know they're a good rugby side. They probably underperformed a little bit for them today, but it's about the way that we didn't let them play. And we made some errors as well at semi-finals, but credit to them. They did the school proud, and I wish them all the best.
Well, it was a tough match, wasn't it? The score, perhaps, as you say, tells a slightly different story to how it actually was. They really, really gave you a game. But you've got to talk to me a little bit here. Tell me, what is it about this competition? The first 3 rounds, you went past 50 points every round. 3 consecutive years, you're through to the final. How do you do it?
We create a culture. We've got a whole community behind us at QEGS. It's not just about the 15 boys in the field, it's about everybody else, all the coaches at the school. They're all into it, and it's the culture we create, and we're just hungry for success. But we work hard at it, and we're well led by a good league coach at the under-15s with Gary Pickersgill. But there's a good team of coaches, and credit to everybody. Everybody works hard for this.
Well, there's some fantastic celebrations going on behind you. I have told you this already. You've been dubbed by 15 Rugby as the unluckiest school to enter the competition. It's 7 finals you've been in under-15 and under-18s. You've lost 6 and drawn 1. First and foremost, that is definitely a track record to be proud of, in the sense that you have got to so many finals and a hallmark of quality. But also, tell me, is this the side that can maybe win outright this year, do you think?
Well, as a saying, success is a matter of luck. You make your own luck. And at the end of the day, yes, you could say we've been unlucky, but we've lost to good sides. And making the finals a big achievement, making the semi-finals a big achievement. But we are hoping to go one better. But Warwick are the clear favourites. They've got a fantastic side. Mark tells me that it's their best side ever. And of course, they might be our nemesis or they might not. But we can play. These lads can play, and they've got a great team spirit. And the whole school's behind them. So with a bit of luck, we might do it.
Well, as you say, they are fierce rivals, but I'm sure you will be ready for them. A massive achievement here today. Congratulations to you, your team, and the fans you brought with you. Well done.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Trevor Barker, the coach of Queen Elizabeth Grammar School in Wakefield. So 1 semi-final down, 1 more still to come in about half an hour from now. But confirmation of the first semi-final of the Under-15s Cup. Queen Elizabeth Grammar School, Wakefield, 29. Wirral Grammar School for boys, 5. It will be Warwick School or Brighton who will face them in the final, and that comes up in half an hour.
No, you put it the right way.